Hello everyone. In this video we'll see how to use data validation in Microsoft Excel. Data validation means you're restricting the cell values to be a specific. So for the data validation, you have to go to the data tab, then click on the data validation. This is one of the data tools in Microsoft Excel. And we have here three things, three subtabs: settings, input, message, error, alert. So first we look into the settings. Here in the settings, we are first give the validation criteria, allow what type of information you are allowing, say whole numbers. So here the data will be taking the values between, not between, equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So you can select any one of them. So I am selecting between. So I want these cells to have value between 10 to 20. So first of all, I'm select the cells. We'll go to the data validation again. Then you select whole numbers. By default, it gets between. I'm selecting between. So minimum value is 10 and maximum value is 20. So these cells got restricted, and here I can enter any value between 10 to 20. Suppose if I'm entering a 9, I'll be getting an error saying that the value entered is not valid. The user has restricted values that can be entered in the cell. So I'll go for 19. If I go anything beyond 20, also I get the error. So similarly, we can fix decimal values also. So for that, I'm going to the data validation. So here I'm selecting the decimal. Here also we have the same options. So here I'm going for greater than. Here I want to go for greater than 0.5. Say okay. Here if I enter any number or any decimal whose value is greater than 0.5. So I can enter 1.5. If I enter something like 4.999, it will throw error because it is less than 0.5. Suppose if I go for 0.5, even then it will throw error because we have restricted the value to be greater than 0.5. So if I'm going for 0.0001, it will accept. Next, we can have restriction on the date also. I'm selecting these cells and going for data validation, and here I'm selecting the date. Here also have same options. So I'm selecting the date here, 1st Jan 2019 to 1st Jan 2020. So I'm restricting these cells to have a value between 1st Jan 2019 to 1st Jan 2020. So if I'm going for 1st Jan 2019, it will accept the visible and extend this one. Suppose if I'm enter something like 1st May 2020, it is not in our given range, so it will throw an error. So I'll make it as something like 2019. I will accept. Similarly, we can have a restriction on the text length also. Here I'm selecting the text length in the data validation window, and here I'm restricting again between, say the length of the text is between 4 and 6. You can choose greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So all the options are open for us. So here I'm going for a text of length 3, so it will throw an error since the user has restricted value that can be entered into the cell. So I'll go for D, ABCD, where the length of the text will be 4, and if I'm going something like beyond 6, also I get an error. So here I can restrict them to enter the text length fixed size. Now another thing, we have a list. For this list, we have to go for data validation and in the allow criteria select a list. Here I can give the list of values so that these cells can take only those values. Suppose I want to enter state names, and here I want to give some list. If the list is small, we can type which are comma separated, like I'm typing a UP, AP, separated by commas. So I'm entering these 4 values: AP, UP, MP, and Bihar. So here you can observe a small drop down, and if I click here, I'll get what are the options I listed there. So I can enter only those values. Here if I come out of this selected, so I cannot see this drop down. So there is a difference in the data validation, non-data validation. We can also give the list in another way. Here instead of typing the values, I can take the range. Suppose here I listed these 4 states. I can select the range, then I can click OK. So here I have selected something like UP, Punjab, Bihar, Telangana. So these are the 4 states are selected here. So I can take those values. So like that we can restrict this one. So if something is got deleted by accident, then we get a blank. So to avoid that, we can either hide this or we can keep it in some other sheet also. So now no one can see that list, and this is got restricted. So this is the data validation. Next I'll move to the another tab of the data validation, input message. So the input message is very useful since I don't know whether which of these cells got validated or not. If I put my cursor outside this table, I don't know which cell is got data validated or not. So for that, I am to use this input. So this input message here I am giving the something like title, information to fill these cells, this cell, and here I tell the user enter any value, any number between 10 and 20 and say OK. Here, whenever the cursor comes, the user gets the information to fill this cell. So enter any number between 10 and 20. So that he will be get the information which number he has to enter. Similarly, we can extend to cells, whichever you want. So that is about the input message. Then error alert. Error alert, we can give our own message or whenever an error is committed. Say here I'm saying it as a warning. You have entered wrong value. So here if I'm giving us something like 9, I'll get 9 error message which I have created. So like that we can create our own warnings. Okay. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you.